Hi, hello, and welcome to my video. Today I'm going to talk about how I was consistent in learning a language, and yeah. So, you have to think about some stuff when you start learning a language. For me, I started quite young and I tried to be consistent with it because I wanted to learn. So what I did was I first used my phone mainly. So number one thing, how I started learning was I used my phone a lot and I researched, which is super important if you want to get more information and get to know the whole system of the language. In my case, I started learning Japanese, and what I just did is I wanted to learn the basic stuff first. So not any grammar, not any like stuff like that. I just wanted to know the alphabet. How do you write? How do you write a symbol, for example? So what I did was I went and searched, and I think I found a site called like Tufogo. I cannot remember, tofu something. Yeah, and I researched, and then I found, oh, you write hiragana and katakana like this, and there was like these papers you could print out, and that's what I did. Then I printed out these papers that were like write hiragana symbols or katakana symbols, and that's what I did. Yeah, I practiced those, and eventually it got very boring for me. Like, I did not want to continue. I was like, okay, I know the symbols, but what am I gonna do with this now? And I felt like it took a lot of time. So what I did was I took a very long break. My Japanese like learning curve has been up and down. In the start, I started like, oh, this is so interesting. Then I went down, and then I like skipped some months and stuff. So yeah, but eventually I did come back just because I was interested in learning the language, and I felt like, I don't know, something with Japanese has just stuck with me, and I felt like I wanted to learn more. So after that, I did do some Duolingo. Not gonna lie, I did do some Duolingo, and for anyone who's doing like learning a language by using Duolingo, I wouldn't say it's the best, because for me, I don't think I remember like anything that's just like how I experienced. For someone, maybe it's a lot better, but I just felt like I did not remember anything, and I don't know, it just felt like I learned these words quickly and then went on to other things. I don't know, it was not a system that I quite enjoyed. And eventually, I also started like lose interest in learning the language of Japanese because I felt like it didn't go well. So yeah, and I think if you want to learn a language, especially like Japanese, you need to know the alphabet. You gotta start with some basic grammar. You can't just go on and think, oh, I'm gonna talk, oh, it's so good, and learn all of the complex sentences. That's not how it works. You gotta be more like, okay, I gotta learn the basics, which makes sense, right? I think it makes sense. Also, why I have this pillow here is because I spilled water while I was brushing my teeth, so I think it's gone now, though. Yeah, it's gone. Okay, nice. Kind of gone. You can see a little bit there. Yeah, but that was what I learned. What I did after that, you might be so shocked while learning this, but I bought some Japanese learning. And here's the thing, you do not have to buy the most expensive book in the world to learn Japanese, or any language for that matter. But I did go with Genki's Japanese book. I'm gonna put a picture here. It's pretty expensive with the workbook and the textbook. But yeah, I did go with them. Before I bought them, though, I did learn Japanese, like the hiragana and katakana system. I have another separate book for that, which, yeah, I felt like I kind of lost interest in learning those. Like, I felt like, okay, I know the basics, I want to go with the grammar. So now, what I'm focusing on, the next step you gotta focus on, when you've had a solid ground, like you've learned the basic stuff, you need to go and learn some grammar. I mean, you don't need to, but that's what I did. So I leveled up, I can say. I recommend that if you want to learn something, you don't just buy everything you need at once, because that's a huge risk that you're gonna just eventually be like, oh, okay, this is not working out. You're gonna find it uninteresting, or not. Maybe you're getting more motivated, being like, oh, all this stuff like I have to learn. But yeah, so what I'm doing now is sticking with the textbook. I can actually show it now. Here it is, and this is what I'm using. I can use this as a thumbnail. Yeah. I love doing stupid thumbnails like that. So this is the workbook, and I can say with confidence that I have not used this a lot. Like from the moment I bought it, I've had some times where I'm like, okay, I don't want to keep on learning, which for me, it happens a lot. The important thing is that you keep getting back and that you don't stop, because or else you're gonna be like, it's obviously a waste of money, if you and time, I guess, if you're not interested anymore. But yeah, so I feel like if you want to learn a language too, you have to know that you love it and you want to keep learning. And that's why I ask myself sometimes, why do I want to learn this language? Like, is it even worth my time? Because some people around me think, oh, okay, but that's not worth your time. Why are you learning it? But then again, for some people, they enjoy it. And I feel like if you truly like something, and for me, my reasons were like learning the culture and learning more about their history and stuff, then I think if you have solid reasons like that, and of course you can have reasons like, okay, I'm learning this language because simple reasons. I saw this and I thought it was like, that's okay, but only if you have like, if you feel like you're motivated enough to continue, I think you should invest in these kinds of books. Oh, I also have the textbook here. Here's the book. And this is very nice to have with when you have a textbook and workbook together. Like you have, I can practice both writing and the grammar. That's really nice. Some languages I feel like you don't have to know how to write. Okay, you have to kind of know, but here there are symbols and stuff, so that's why I feel like writing is very important when I'm learning Japanese. So yeah, so that's a bit about my Japanese learning journey. Something that kept me motivated from keeping on learning the language was that I kept on exposing myself to Japanese these years, and even if I didn't like open my book, or even if I didn't go into that app and check like stuff, I still kept on exposing myself. Is that what it's called? Like I still kept on following these Japanese social medias and being like trying to get as much information as I could about the language without like forgetting it. I don't know how it is for others. I found that just going back and just like learning stuff about the country that where they speak the language, and just learning about like culture, looking at YouTubers who are there like traveling and stuff, that motivated me. And I could like see a YouTube video or something, or see something, maybe a post or whatever, and be like, oh, you know what, I'm gonna start learning Japanese again. And that's how I get into this, like, okay, I'm gonna start learning. Okay, it's kind of annoying, I don't want to stop. But I'm like, you know what, I still want to keep on learning. So I recently watched a samurai film about Japan. It made me want to continue learn more, and I felt like, okay, you know what, I want to understand what they're saying. So yeah, that's what helped me. I would also say, so it's the people around you find that it's weird, or you feel like, okay, why am I learning this? It's not going to be of any use, and people around me think it's weird. Then try not to worry as much. That's just what I've done. And just believe that you're gonna be able to do it. And for some people, it could be very like, okay, why are you learning another language? You get a lot of that sort of stuff. And I feel like if you're learning something and you're enjoying it and you like what you do, then stick with it. That's my quote of the year. So yeah, so that's my video on learning Japanese. I hope you enjoyed watching this video, and I noticed that my in real life vlog videos got more attention. They're liked, I guess, and I like doing them, so they're very nice. This is my video about learning stuff. Bye!